So I really didn't want to have to do my inaugural show after doing all this work to talk about all these people who are lying to you, all these people who are bullshitting you, all the scams, all the MAGA drama. I wanted to talk about the election, the PVIs, the seats that we're in trouble on, because that's what I like to do. But no, now we got to take care of this damn drama. So buckle up, because we're about to go scorched earth and wake everybody the fuck up.
Back to grave, good morning. Have been sleeping for too long, how me on it? Everybody talking, trying to see me. Disbelief like, hey, breathing, he was 6 feet deep. Oh, what you say? Hold up, shut your mouth. Dead man can't holler, what you talking about? Cause what you threw that door, it ain't no walking now. But let me take you back in time, in my coffin now. Oh, I know you smell it in the air. Cause I've been in the grave for too long, I swear. People crying, I miss it. Obituary been written. My face pale, they can't tell your boy back be risen. Place to come to call the preacher, he's so gone. And so it can't nobody reach him. Say so long, ain't for how long before you crying right now. Heard somebody coming saying something, get it, come out. Have to bet the grave, good morning. Have been sleeping for too long, how me on it?
Alright, look, there's a lot of bullshit going on. We got this Q. We got UVA. What's happening? What is happening? I don't mind when people expose scams and corruption, and then people want to try and say, well, we're going to expose you for exposing the scams and corruption. What the hell is going on? Like, you have got to know when you are being played. And a lot of these people are playing you. And we're going to go through it. It's irrefutable proof. Like, there's no way around it. Why this season, this and these scams keep going on, I don't know. You have Google, you have your head, you have your two hands, which you've had your entire life. Use them in conjunction with each other. But we're going to go right to one of the latest controversies that's out there. It's the Jack Posobiec, the micro chat logs, and now we have Q blatantly lying to you. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm in the unique situation where not only do I have a website, as I have an app. And I'm going to show you that what Q is telling you and using a video as proof is not possible. It's just not possible. But first we're going to talk about Web Dev 101. This right here, the little computer, when we develop sites, and yes, I sling code for a living. When we develop sites, you develop them on your computer. You send them to the server, usually called something FTP, which is File Transfer Protocol. You have to have the host name, username to be able to access that server and save it on the server. And then that becomes available, those changes become available across all devices. If you change the code in the browser, which they're trying to say that Microchip did this as proof because you can do it in your browser or client side, that takes effect on your iOS app. It doesn't. You can't save it on your browser. You can't save it through your browser onto the server. And I'm going to take you through the steps that they're saying and trying to say that this proves that Microchip is lying, which it does not. First of all, let's go through the video in question. Now, this is Microchip's chat logs, and he's going to show you he's doing this from his iOS app. At the end of this video, you will see him close it out and reopen it, and you'll see he's recording from his phone. closes it out. You see the Discord. He hits it, opens it up. Bang, he's recording from his iPhone. So there was this video from the Great Awakening. And all the comments in here, I don't understand how people fall for this. You can do it yourself and replicate it and find out that it's not true. But they use this video, and I'm going to tell you right now, this guy didn't make this video to disprove microchip. He just happened to make this video. They found this video. Somebody probably did a Google search, found the video, posted it on the Great Awakening, and I'm going to show you what he's doing here. And they're trying to say that this is proof that microchip is lying and that he faked his chat logs.
To show you guys how to change text like you would in Google Chrome, but it was created very poorly. So I'm gonna redo this. So basically, to open up your developer console, like you would in Google Chrome, just do Control-Shift-I, and you're here. And then you're just gonna want to click down here, Control-A, Control-F, then try to find something that you're gonna want to edit. So you see here it says still me leave. So I'm going to do still me leave. And then it's right here. And again, just like you would in Google Chrome, highlight it, delete it, and then type in something else.
So what he's doing here is he's changing the
Bam,
string, and it shows up here.
You can just screenshot that. And bam.
You can change that text through your browser, through the client.
Easy.
You know, that's 100% true. You can do that, but you can't save it to the server. Therefore, it doesn't transfer that information over to the iOS app. Right? And I thought that there was absolutely no way Patriot Soapbox would fall into this trap, because they got to know that that information that they're trying to say proves microchip is lying is 100% bullshit, right? He couldn't possibly be this stupid. Let's find out. Oh, that's really interesting. Is it not there anymore? Nah, it's got to be there. It's not there anymore? Oh no, right there it is. Oh man, I was about to say. Right there. These people are stupid. Their attempts will fail. Citing that video. Am I in bizarro land here? Does anybody not know that this right here is a blatant lie? See, if Q was legit, and he was actually part of the Trump, part of the Trump inner circle, or works for President Trump and is in the administration, he would say, this is a bad example. You're on the right track. Dig deeper. No. He's trying to tell you and make you believe beyond all reasonable doubt that this is what happened. It's not. I'm going to show you right here because I have a website. Right there is my RSS feed aggregator. It's connected to this post right here. See how I have Q is full of shit? I had done this earlier. I refresh it. This is the original. Now I'm going to take you through what I did previously in another video. So, as what they're claiming that microchip did. Right click, inspect element. This is the code that comes up. Okay, for these non-tech savvy people who they're preying on, who may not know any better, Some of us actually know better. See, when you highlight over here the code, it highlights what the corresponding output is. It's under the article. We're going to change the header here. Chris Peranto suspended by Twitter. Let's right click on that. Let's double click on that. Let's change it. Q is a LARP and full of shit. See, it changes it here, but it only changes it client side in that particular browser. Now, what Q was telling you is true. This should transfer to another tab, right? Let's give it a whirl. Doesn't transfer over. Well, maybe that is just a one-off, huh? No. So again, if what Q is telling you, this should show up on my app. That's what they're claiming Microchip is doing. Let's find out. Let me widen the screen so y'all can see this here. Right here's my app. Right here. Boom. Let's open this up. Q is a LARP and full of shit should show up on this in the main panel. But it doesn't. Chris Peranto suspended by Twitter. Well, now how can that be? Q just led you and told you to believe him. Now who do you believe? Q or your lying eyes? This really isn't that hard to figure out. And this has happened time and time again. I don't know how many times Q has to be exposed in a lie for everybody to wake the fuck up. I know. Sometimes disinformation is necessary. Oh, we know why disinformation is necessary. What Q posted here is complete disinformation, trying to validate him that he's credible. The truth community has been telling you guys who follow this that this is a lie. How many times does a lie have to be exposed before you sit back and start scratching your head being like, maybe I got taken for a ride? It's not. Don't be embarrassed that you got taken for a ride. It happens to everybody. I followed Q for the first week after FBI Anon was coming on and after Marshall Patriot Anon was coming on. And then after everything that Q was saying just didn't make sense or come true, we knew that this was just yet another LARP in a long line of LARPs. I mean, there's so much in here that's just provably false. I'm going to take you through some of it because enough is enough. And a lot of these people who are pushing this shit on Twitter, be warned. We will clown the shit out of you from now on. From now on, you can block us. We have other accounts. We can take a screenshot of what you're saying and we will clown the hell out of you. Clown. We can go back to the very first post on this. HRC extradition already in motion, effective yesterday, with several countries in case of cross-border run. Did that happen? No, it didn't. A lot of Q people don't even know that these early Q posts even exist because they jumped on the bandwagon early. And they take everything that Q said as gospel because they're going under the guise that this is a Trump insider. It's not. It's a scam. It's fraud. It's conspiracy to commit fraud. My brother-in-law is former FBI fraud division. He now investigates fraud for banks. He said that this is a clear-cut case of fraud and it's a hell of a scam. Hell of a scam. Now, if he was still in the FBI, he would love to investigate this case. Love to investigate this case. There's just so much in here that just doesn't make sense. Military tribunals. People, military tribunals for civilians are unconstitutional while civilian courts are in play. This doesn't take a genius to figure this out. It just takes a 10-second Google search. It's something called et parte Milligan. It'll tell you. The Supreme Court ruled that application of military tribunals to citizens when civilian courts are still operating is unconstitutional. Now we have people on Twitter who are now doing scopes telling people that, oh, well, investigative journalism isn't taking a picture of somebody at a dinner of Tracy Beans. This is the same guy who was telling you that military tribunals were set up and that Trump really won by 7 million votes. And you'll find that out in 2 weeks per his intel source. Where is all that intel? What happened to all that? Do you think that we forgot about that? And now you're parading around on Twitter acting like a complete fucking dick? We didn't forget about this, Dilly. We have not forgotten. We will clown the shit out of you people because you're pushing a lie. It's a scam. These people are scamming the hell out of the MAGA movement. Enough is enough. There's other accounts. Liz Corkin. This was tweeted the other day. This has 1,600 likes, 696 retweets. And what does it say? It's happening! An emergency broadcast system went off in the LA area too at about 4 a.m. this morning. I know because I fell asleep with the TV on last night and it woke me up. This below alert just went off. White hats are in control. Godspeed QAnon. This happens once a week for as long as I can remember. Since I was a kid, this happens all the time. These people are lying to you. And I bet there's probably a donation button at the top of her jaw. Oh, there's a PayPal right there. Not only is Q or Patriot Soapbox making money off this, they monetized it. There's people who are selling this shit to you and asking for donations. What the hell is happening? Why can't you people wake up who follow this shit and who believe in this shit? Like, how many times does Unirock have to do a video on this? How many times does Isaac Green have to do a video on this? How many times does the Fango have to do a video on this? I'm not saying that everything that they've said in the past has been true. I don't know these people like this, but I know good information when I see it. And I don't really take their word for it. I look it up myself, which is what you're supposed to do. Rule 1 of investigating is to vet your source, and nobody vetted Q. Well, nobody who believes in it vetted Q. And they kept saying, well, we don't expose Q. I wonder why. So we have that blatant lie. We have the Hillary was being extradited, blatant lie. We have Podesta to be arrested, actionable 11-4, which was a blatant lie. And how many people know that early Q said that there would be deals that would have to be made? How many? Go ahead, go on the QAnon app, look it up yourself. And now all of a sudden it's no deals. Man, that was one of the quickest 180s I've ever seen on the Q board. And yes, I was there from the beginning, from the start. So we know that Q post with Reddit, that was just a blatant lie. Now we have other people who shall remain nameless going out there spreading that to trust Sessions based off of Q. How are we supposed to trust Sessions? Trump doesn't, he doesn't trust Sessions. He tweets about it all the time. He talks about it all the time. He said Sessions was his biggest mistake. Now, Q would have you believe that this is all just kabuki theater. But it's bullshit. Q will also have you believe that Huber is prosecuting. Well, guess what? Another simple Google search will tell you that Huber doesn't have the mandate to prosecute. I offered $1,000 4 months ago for anybody who can point in the mandate that Huber has the power to prosecute, that it's in his mandate. I'm still waiting. There was another Q post that Mueller was a white hat. And there's still people pushing that bullshit like Bill Mitchell. Q bases off the assumption that, well, he couldn't serve. His FBI director term that's allowable by law had expired and that he couldn't possibly serve. See, the people who do this shit for a living, as opposed to Q, we know when he's telling you a lie and when it's bullshit. They are way out of their league with the people who have paid attention to this and do this for a living for decades. For decades. And I can point to you right here. FBI Director term extension cleared by Senate. This was in 2011. Right there it is. Yes, he could serve. Grassley also stated that he was prepared to give Trump Mueller if he wanted him by extending his term. You can look that up yourself. All these great researchers who peg themselves as great researchers, they're really not. They're really not. Let's take the Huber as prosecuting. Let's go back to that. Can Huber prosecute? Must be in his mandate. Once again, the $1,000 was offered. Nobody has taken me up on that. Probably because he doesn't have the power to prosecute. And I'm going to give you the actual evidence of events that are playing out right before your eyes that prove that we were right and Q is full of shit. First, the mandate. These senior prosecutors will report directly to Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General as appropriate and will make recommendations as to whether any matters not currently under investigation should be opened, whether any matters currently under investigation require further resources, or whether any matters merit the appointment of a special counsel. If Huber had the mandate to prosecute, that appointment of a second special counsel wouldn't even be in there. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just a review. Huber reviews. He works with some of the IGs. He was working with Horowitz. They make a recommendation to the DOJ. The DOJ then prosecutes. How do we know this? Take Andrew McCabe recently that we found out that there's a grand jury convened. What happened in that case? Huber worked with the IG. They came out with the report. They made a criminal referral to the DOJ. And now the DOJ is prosecuting that, not Huber. Now, if Huber was there made to prosecute the swamp like Q would have you believe, and some of these pushing it will have you believe, wouldn't Huber be prosecuting that case? But he's not. Because what we've been telling you is the truth, and what they've been telling you is complete bullshit. Do you understand what I'm saying? We seeing this play out in real time that Q doesn't know what he's talking about because Patriot Soapbox is out of their league. This is amazing. This is amazing. I've been friends with a lot of these people who've been telling you the truth for a long time. And I see them losing followers and all these people pushing the bullshit gaining followers. How is that even possible? Because they're selling you hopium, lulling you to sleep. Has Q ever mentioned to get up off your ass, work the phones at the RNC, go knock on doors? No, he's telling you to trust the plan, all is gravy. It's not. We're in trouble in the House. We are absolutely in trouble. Of the 73 battleground states that are listed, only 8 are Democrat. Only 8. But the Bill Mitchells of the world are talking about a red wave. What was his evidence? Obama only had 750 people at his rally. The lines at In-N-Out Burger are long. That is shit analysis. Let's just go into some of the numbers here. Where's my spreadsheet at? Damn, I think I closed it out. Let's pull this up here. I'm only truthfully really around the first 15 of these. These are House seats. All right. A lot of these seats that we flipped back in 2010 are D plus 6, 7, a PVI of even, Republican plus 1, 2, 3. And a lot of these seats are indeed in trouble. We're not talking about the polls. Polls are sometimes shit. We know that. And in that aspect, Bill Mitchell is right. But we're talking about actual votes. There is no poll more important than the people who show up. Right? Arizona 2nd District. 7,000. Divide the two. Trump won that seat, or won that district, by 44,000. In this primary, only 7,000 separated the two. Is all lost? No. California's 10th district. That's an even PVI. 5,000 separate the two. Democrats are up from the 2016 primary by 5,000, roughly. Republicans are down 11,000. That's why that is a battleground district. This isn't that hard to figure out. If you actually do the work and you don't grift off of other people and you don't do shit analysis like the lines at In-N-Out Burger prove that there's going to be a red wave, you would know this. The truth community doesn't bury our heads in the sand and give you what you want to hear. How can you form, an informative opinion about all this if you don't even know the facts at play? You can't form a plan or formulate a plan if you don't know all the facts at play. This is absolutely unbelievable that we actually have to do this. I want to talk about other things. I want to talk about my app. I want to talk about where we're going with it. I want to talk about the other apps we have coming out for healthcare. I don't want to talk about this shit, but we have to, because people are online on their periscopes acting like complete jackasses, like we don't remember what you were saying months ago. Yeah, we're fired up. We are absolutely fired up. Some of these seats would have been lost if the primary held true to the midterm election. Oh, Colorado's 6th district. That's a D+2 district that we've held. That's likely to flip. Look at the primary result. The Democrat total votes won by 19,000. That seat would have been flipped. Gotta stop pounding my desk here. I'm gonna hurt my hand. Florida's 26th. The Republican lost by 2,000 and some votes. That's a D+6 district. That is going to be a hard district for us to maintain. Florida's 27th. Right here. Let me zoom in on this. Damn, I can't even zoom in on that. Holy crap. Florida's 26th. That seat would have been flipped with the primary turnout, D+6. Florida's 27th. We would have lost that seat. That's a D+5. Democrats are going to turn out. Their turnout is up 62% from the previous primary. Republicans are only up 38%. Now, I've had some people saying, well, some of the total turnout for the state was up. That's true. So the Senate actually looks better for us than what this House is. But since bills originate in the House, what do you think happens to the initiatives of Donald Trump if he loses the House where all bills originate? What happens? Maybe an even bigger problem is what happens to all the... We're going to lose, if we lose the House, we'll lose half the investigative body of the Congress. Half. And then what do you think happens? Do you think they just sit back? No. Chairmanships change to Democrat. Democrat starts investigating Trump. That's what happens. So trusting this plan, everybody's asking, well, what hurts? Well, you're trusting a plan that's non-existent, and you're lulled into a sense of complacency. I mean, it bears out in the turnouts. The best way to trust a plan is to make your own plan, is to get up, go to your RNC, go knock on doors. They'll give you a list of, reliable Republican voters in your town. Hit them up. Don't be listening to a shill that's posing as a Trump insider on a message board. This is unbelievable. I've never experienced anything like this in my 30 years plus of following politics. And it's hurting the movement. Now, I've seen scams come and go. This one rates up there. And now you got other people trying to run scams. But I hope you realize that a lot of these seats that we control that are in Democrat districts that have a PVI of even plus them are in trouble. That is absolute 100% data-driven analysis. Let's get rid of this. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. This is just insane. The cognitive dissonance is off the charts, man. They're at level 10. I don't even want to see that lady. I hope everybody gets it. We're in the shit in the election in the House. Q is full of shit. It's not real. Is some of the information that they post up there accurate? Well, yeah, a lot of this stuff is open source. It's the same things that we've been posting ever since we've been on Twitter. We pride ourselves on truthful information. That's what we do. We don't use anonymous sources on the board. That's what the media does. And now we have a subsect of MAGA doing the exact same thing. Well, you can't bitch about the media using anonymous sources if you yourself are using them. How hypocritical is that? Especially when it's not real, and it's provably not real. We've done it time and time again. I've done it on Twitter. Unirock has done it on YouTube. Now I'm doing it on YouTube because enough is enough. Spread the word, hit the subscribe. What we do here in the truth community is we give you fact-based analysis. And we take you down, and wherever the facts lead is wherever the facts happen to lead. Doing research isn't hard. It's really not. As long as you go in with a skeptical eye. When somebody tells me something on talk radio and I'm kind of skeptical about it, the first thing I do is I look it up. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? But Q sending you down rabbit holes that in the end won't make a lick of difference. Remember when Loot Capital was all the rage on Q? Whatever happened with that? Has anything ever come of that? Meanwhile, there's low-hanging fruit that just passes people by. They let it slide. What have we trended on Twitter as MAGA besides release the memo in the last year? None. When you use the QAnon hashtag, I'm guaranteeing you that tweet isn't counted towards anything. When you use the where we go one, we go all hashtag, that's a hashtag to nowhere. There was no deals. Allen got a deal. And these people who are telling you that Huber has Huber's going to get him. I just took you through that Huber does not have the mandate to prosecute. And since Awan got a deal where he cannot be prosecuted in DC, where all his crimes took place. For all nonviolent crimes, that's over. It's finished. He got off. He got 3 months probation. I mean, if you read the news, you know that Q is full of shit. You know it. It's okay that you got scammed. It happens to everybody. I got scammed once. I was supposed to buy this computer for mad cheap from China. I got scammed out of that. It happens. It happens to good people. It happens to smart people. It happens a lot to dumb people. But you've got to know when you're being played. That's all I got for now. I mean, hopefully the next video that I do, we can actually get into a lot of these PVIs. We're waiting for the primaries to be over to be able to compile all the data. But we're definitely in some shit in some of these houses. And ignoring it isn't going to make it go away. It's not going to make it go away.